Right, we're on a quest today. We're in the van, aren't we, Jay?
It's a day out, aren't we?
We're having a day out. We are at
Westwood!
Westwood Lakes for the Maver qualifiers. So we just pulled up now, so gonna go and pay on, see Bob and see where we draw. Hopefully a nice peg on Skylark, load of hard pellets, which you'll have to, it's your first time fishing hard pellets, isn't it?
You're gonna have to talk me through it, mate.
Yeah.
It's a bit windy though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very windy.
Welcome to Westwood and all of that.
So windy Westwood. So we'll get some hard pellets and we're going to see where we draw, and then we'll see how we get on. Right, we have drawn the lake we wanted, Skylark 17, so I'll just show you. Here now. Got an angler either side, but I'm just going to set up some hard pellet rigs. Got a F1XS. I've got another one there. And what I'm thinking is just fish hard pellets about a metre off the bank. Tap in some 6mm, and then I've got ground bait line down there. I'm going to throw some pellets off the bank and short, see which is best. But normally you just want to, it's a bit windy, but normally you just want to fish like, tap a bit of bait, be quite busy. It is a bit carnage fishing here, so I'll set the GoPro up, we'll see how we get on, and then we'll have a little conclusion with Jamie in the van, because he's drew peg 30 on Swallow, which looks really windy, so don't know how we'll get on, but we've got set up now. Just got to rud on my ground bait, do a few things, and then we'll get started. Now, because it was actually a qualifier, I didn't actually want to put my mic on and start talking through my fishing, because I didn't want to disturb anyone next to me, and I didn't want to get up on it. So what I've done is I've filmed the match in full, and I've just took some little bits out of it, and now I'm going to talk you through it now, and then we'll catch up how we did at the end. So obviously, when I'm looking to start the match here at Westwood, I'm looking to try and get a nice quick start, try and see if the fish are feeding aggressively. On this Skylark, they're really quick feeders, and then obviously I felt like I was just going to start on a top kit, literally on micron expander, just feeding a small pot. I dropped in, and as you see now, I actually had 2 quick fish on this. Now that they were a good sized fish as well, it probably went 2 for like 12, 13 pounds. I thought that's a brilliant little start. So what I was thinking there, I probably spent, I don't want to be too critical, but probably spent a little bit too long there waiting for a fish to come back in because of the size of the fish. I thought, right, this is the size of fish I want to catch, so if I'm nice and patient, I can just tick over. The thing is, it's on Skylark at Westwood, you don't need to fish really fast and like aggressive and just be in and out all the time. You can be nice and patient. It's just plod along, put a fish in the net all the time, just try and make the most of your chances. Now, this is where I've gone to the across line. So I've fished across them probably for, I don't know, probably the next 2 or 3 hours. So I've just plodded on with that. Now, they're really hard to catch across at Westwood, to be honest. If you don't get it right, you feed a little bit too much bait, there's a lot of fish in there. If you make too much noise, if you don't have the right hook bait on, they're really hard to catch. So I've caught a few fish across doing that, so just tapping a bit of bait in, being nice and patient. The first 5 I actually caught, the best way I found to catch them was like, put 5 pellets in my pot, tap them in, hopefully I wouldn't miss a bite, sit there, probably 30 seconds it would go straight away. If not, I'd come back and feed again. Now what I tried to do mid-match was change this to like sort of like tapping in quite regular, like tapping in 2 or 3 pellets quite regular, just to make a bit of noise, try and draw fish in. But this just made things worse. I couldn't really pin the fish to the bottom. You're not really going to do that on Skylark, but I couldn't really like work anything out. I couldn't pick. I put an 8mm on, it was too big. I put a 6mm on, I felt like I weren't trying to find it, and I just felt that was the wrong style of feeding. So I did feed a short line as well with some 6mm. Dropped on that. I had 1 straight away in it. Now I thought, right, that's a nice little start. But as the day's gone on, I've dropped on it again, not really caught anything. So I've gone the middle of the match, and I felt like I'd probably, I don't know what, I probably had 30, 40 pound, something like that. Not many fish, big fish. Sorry to interrupt the video, but there's a brand new Edge Monster which is out now. So let's take a look what you get in the package. So first off, the Edge Monster now is 11 metres, so which is an ideal scenario if you want to fish the next pallets, get a little bit further away, or that reed bed or that snag is a little bit further away. It's just a nice little pole, and also a nice little starter pole as well if you were looking for it. So let's have a look what you get inside. So the biggest thing for me is the Superior and top kits are compatible, so this just makes this an ideal, cheaper backup pole. So like I say, if you're fishing short pole for big carp, you're not going to be worried about your sections on your X55, your 75 or your 95. You've got a nice strong robust pole, which is going to make it nice and easy when to land them bigger fish, pull away from snags and keep your mind at ease as well. So let's have a look what you get in the package. So like I said, it's now 11 meters. So you get a nice tube. Comes with, I'll try not to bounce the protectors on the end. So nice little finish on it, nice graphics, obviously nice blue finish. You obviously got your pole there. There's a top kit inside the pole in there, so I'll just run through the key features of that in a minute when I get that one out. There's also a little dolly butt, so that's an ideal scenario when to go in the end of your pole. So what this enables you, if you fish shipping back, you're not going to be chipping the sections. It's just going to keep everything wear and tear, just keep it in all good condition. If you do accidentally rub it along the gravel or do drop it there, just a little bit added protection, but also a little bit more strength on the end of your section. So when it's on the end of your elbow and you give it that big whack into that big carb which is down the edge, that's an ideal nice little addition for your pole there. Nice and small as well, comes in its own little tube. And then the top kits, like I said, are compatible, but they are Superior top kits. So this one's a Superior carp. So little key features, if you've not seen these before, is you've got depth markers on there, so you know how deep you're fishing. So there's 18 inch, there's 12 inch, 2 foot, 30 inch. They also come pre-supplied with a roller bush, so that's ideal for putting like your big elastics through that. So either like your 21 Jura slips, your 23 Jura slips if you're after them big fish, your hollows as well, all compatible. Little bit bigger roller puller so it doesn't stick when you're pulling it out. And then also comes up bush there, so when you fold it away, your elastic's not going to rub against two pole sections and cause damage and split and obviously cause break. And then last off, you've got a nice big PTFE bush at the end for your elastic to run down and through. So that's what you get. You obviously get your top kits in there. There's another one in the pole as well, which I'll just show you now. And then obviously I'll just get some sections out for you to show you. But there's another top kit there in the pole. And then these sections, you obviously got your number 3, your number 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So if you see that little dolly butt now, just goes on. Oops, just pop the other. Just goes on there. So it's a nice little addition, not too big. Just keeps a nice little strength. So if you are whacking into them fish like that, you can keep everything nice and secure. Also, it's nice. It's not too heavy as well. So what I'll do is try and put it the right way. Just put it up for you, so you can see. Just put a top kit on. Just put it up for you so you can see it's actually quite not too heavy. So this would be ideal there, number 3 and number 4 section. If you were fishing short pole now there, look at that, boom. You know you've got the added strength, but also if I want to fish like 11 meters with this pole, I can do. You look at ease there, got one-handed and not like trying to bend over backwards trying to hold it. It's not bowed, so it's a lovely little piece of kit, especially for a sort of backup pole, or even like I said before, a starter pole. You've got the added strength there, just a nice little addition to your armoury. So if you're after a pole which is ideal in snaggy situations, or you're after a little starter pole or even a backup pole for your Superior poles, then check out the Edge Monster 11. I just felt like I was going nowhere, so I've jumped off my box, grabbed some casters which I had and just started chucking some casters on the top 4, just because I felt like I just needed to do something there, and I felt like casters would give me a better chance of catching the odd F1 as well. They are quite big in that lake, and to be honest, that was a lot better than me across line. I probably caught 6 or 7 fish on there for like 40 odd pound, nice big fish. Just being nice and patient, chucking a few casters in, catching a few fish there, and they were quite big. So I felt like, right, I was ticking along. I never felt like it was, I think I was like level with Ash next to me, Ash Lineker, actually he's probably one of the best people that goes to Westwood. and I felt like I was fish for him for a little bit. Then he's got a spare peg. I'm not making any excuses, but he's got a spare peg, so he's dropped down the edge a little bit early and he's caught a really good run. He's caught 10 fish probably, and I thought, right, well, I don't feel I'm going to catch him up now. So caught a few fish in that caster short line, and then what I've done as well is I've fed ground bait quite positive on that top kit line where I first started, and I fished some hard pellets to the left off the bank. That was quite decent. If I just set a little trap like I was doing across, I felt like alerting that across, just feeding a little trap, just feeding like 10 pellets, sitting on it with like 6 or 8 mil. If fish come in, I'd catch it, and they were big fish as well. I caught a couple on this top kit line down to the right, but I never felt like I got it right. There was fish coming in, and I feel like I should have just been a bit more patient and fished off the bank a little bit and been more patient there. So I've caught an odd fish around my nets, so I'm thinking, where do I need to go now? And I feel like looking back and watching the footage, I fished like a quite scatty match, but obviously the fish are quite big. And if you can see now, it's like I've caught an odd fish in the short line, and when I've caught one, they were, like I keep saying, really big fish. So it's like you feel like it's not the right time, and you might have ended up in the wrong situation. So I've decided going into this last hour or so, last 90 minutes or so, I'm just going to concentrate on that short line, then pellets on the left edge, and then obviously the ground bait on the top kit. So I focused on the line, stopped feeding across, but looking back I feel like I should have just been a bit more patient across. But don't get me wrong, I had a nice little, I'd catch an odd fish off each line, but every time I caught one, I keep saying it, they were big fish. So I've ended up weighing 144 pound, which got the section by default because Ash won the match next to me, so well done, pal. He had a brilliant, but he was only 19 pound ahead of me, which I didn't feel like that was going to be the case when I was fishing there. So I had a nice little day at Westwood, day out with Jamie, really enjoyed it. So we'll catch up with Jay in the van now and see how he's got on. Right, we're back in the van, and we're still going. I don't know how long we've been driving for. What was it?
About 4 days.
4 days.
Like that.
But I've ended. We've gone delusional. We got a large triple espresso shot, so I might be still awake for about the next 3 days. Jay's on the Haribo.
Wild sugar rush.
Coming through Stoke, and yeah, I've ended up with £143, which mint days fishing, to be fair. The stamp of the fish, massive, big carp as you've seen on a few lines, catching them. But Ash next to me's won the match. He's had 162, so well done to him. But I didn't think he was that close to me. I thought he was miles ahead of me. I thought he was like £40 in front. So it just shows. I actually said it on the way, didn't I? That you never sort of like...
Never out of it, are you?
Never out of Westwood. They're always big fish. Just a few little key tweaks, but he goes there every week, Ash, so he's sort of like in tune with it, so he knows what to do, and fair play, he's took it out today. But how have you got on, pal?
I've had a lovely day like you. I'm going to be all positive and all happy, smiley. I've been on 30 on Swallow. I've never been on Swallow. I like Swallow. I caught some massive big ones on hard pellets, and I needed another 3 bites, another one. I had 144 pound of that.
So you beat me, you won the van.
Won the van.
As Ian Hall would say, you won the van.
Won the van.
He's not won the van. So yeah, signing out for that one. Another qualifier done. Don't really normally film them, but it's just a nice little thing. We caught a few fish, and you see a few fish caught. So great day at Westwood, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da.